Hey traders, Akil Stokes here, and welcome to another edition of the Trading Blog. Thank you as always for joining. And for you guys that have supported throughout this journey of mine, I appreciate it every time you guys hit that like button and for sharing this message with your other trading pals. I just wrapped up our live trading room and want to give you guys a quick blog post before I head out. I've got a meeting I need to go to. Is actually a leadership program that I'm part of called Deliberate Success. How to make your success deliberate. We do it every other Thursday, so it's pretty cool. We actually talked about that in the live room today about a great lesson I learned from the workshop where if you just change your path, we talked about how you can create new neural pathways in your brain and whatnot for changing behaviors and changing habits. And a lot of this is trading related as well. But if you change your path by a single degree, let's say you're walking straight and you change your path by a single degree, how it may not seem like much when you're just looking at a goal that's right in front of you. However, if you look at the big picture, right, years and years and years, you're going to end up miles away from where you were initially headed. And that's kind of cool, especially for you guys that start to implement the thought of being successful. But that's for another type of blog. Today, I want to talk about some trading. And I did take one trade today. It was on the dollar yen. Now, this is going to be a longer term position. Hopefully, it's a max risk trade. And it's not going in my favor right now, but we're kind of in the top of my potential reversal zone. So there's no need to get nervous or worried. My stops are in a place where I know I am wrong. So we just have to give the market some time to breathe. But one of the cool things we talked about in today's trading room was really kind of rules-based trading. And we took a trader who was looking at a trading opportunity on the chart and walked through an example of how to take what they were looking at and make it a rules-based system. And for you guys that don't know, our founder here at Trade Empowered, our co-founder, Todd Brown, he was one of the main people that implemented and started teaching rules-based trading to many of the pit traders that were forced to go to computers. If you guys haven't seen it, there's a great documentary. It's a movie. It's on Netflix called Floored, where it talks about the transition from traders that used to trade in the pits all the time. When that kind of dried up and the new mechanical age got started, they were forced to change, and it was very, very difficult. I mean, just imagine, many of you watching this are probably trading off of your computer. Imagine if someone took your computer away and said you had to go to the pits. It's an entirely different ball game. So a lot of those traders struggled, and Todd Brown was the one that came in and really taught them how to take what they were doing, create rules-based systems and rules-based strategies based off of that. And that's something that we follow in our trading. Even though what we're doing here is not mechanical, it's discretionary, there's subjectivity to reading a price chart the way we do. We try to implement a rules-based strategy to everything that we trade. That way we can stay as consistent as possible. So instead of being a trader that sees a level and you're like, well, maybe, sometimes, usually, could, might, instead of having those words, it's simply, hey, if then, if price action gives us a lower low, lower close, then I enter next bar market. If I enter next bar market, then stops go here, targets go there. If target ones are hit, then stops are moved 5 pips below break even, target twos, and go so forth and so forth. So it was pretty cool walking that trader through it. And speaking of entry, stops, and targets, it was a great, that is the most important thing in trading, and you need to know that before entering a trade. There's a big difference between a good trading opportunity just based off what you see on the charts, and a trading opportunity that provides you with good entries, good stops, and good targets. And it was a message it was a cool note from a good book called Pitbull. It's from Marty Swartz. This is one of the best traders of all time. And remember, he was reading through a letter that he got from, a trader he looked up to. And it said, remember, most of the hard work in trading is done before you ever entered the trade. And some of you are like, well, how is that possible? It doesn't get started until you enter the trade. Well, think about it this way. Before you enter the trade is when you do all of your analysis. That's when you decide how am I going to enter the trade. That's how you decide how much risk am I going to put, what type of targets am I going to shoot for. And that's all based on your pre-trade analysis. If you're trying to figure that stuff out after you're already in the trade, you can get into a lot of trouble, because what if you enter a trade that looks good and then you realize that stops are really, really far away, or you realize that targets are really, really close, and now you're in an inverse risk reward situation that you shouldn't have been in. You think that's a good thing? Probably not. So you want to measure all of that stuff out before you enter the trade, and that's the only way to see if it's actually a good trading opportunity. So remember that before you ever enter a trade, 3 things you need to know: entries, stops, and targets. That's the only way you're going to be able to figure out if this trade meets your requirements as far as risk reward, and really if this is a trade that you should be in for the first place. So appreciate you guys for joining me. If you haven't read this book, it's a great book. Pitbull by Marty Schwartz. Love it. And I'll see you guys tomorrow, maybe next time, with another episode of the Trading Blog. And by the way, I've been experimenting with something on Facebook. I've been going live the last 2 days on Facebook to share with you guys what I call the first 5 live. It's the first 5 minutes of our live trading room where I kind of talk about, hey, what's on my radar for the day? What type of fundamentals should we be aware of? So if you get a chance, head over to the Facebook page and check it out. Let me know what you think. I always experiment with different ways to reach you guys, and sometimes it's a very, very bad idea and it bombs. Sometimes it's very good, like this Trading Blog. So let me know what you think, and if it's great, maybe it's something I'll keep up. So until next time, plan your trade, trade your plan. This trade's not going in my direction, but we'll see. We'll see. It's done. It's a good trade. See how it turns out. Take care, gang.